Hi everybody. For my Mod 6 presentation, I'm going to talk a little bit about Google and Google Calendar and then compare it to Outlook Calendar. They're very, very similar. They're both compatible with each other. On both of them you can assign a delegate to your calendar where you can have someone else go in and manage your calendar, add meetings, change things on it. You can share your calendars with other people. They're accessible from any device, and they're both accessible offline. And when you access them offline, they'll sync back with your calendar when you log back into the internet. A couple of the differences that I saw was that on Google Calendar, the free and busy status is automatically there, but on Outlook, you have to have an administrator turn that on. And then Google Calendar has ghost meetings where the person who creates the calendar event doesn't have to actually be a participant, and that's handy if you have like an assistant making your event, so that person doesn't have to be there. On Outlook, on the other hand, whoever creates the event has to be a participant. They won't let you have that ghost setting. Okay, so why use Google Calendar? It's really easy to share your schedule with your students' parents, with other teachers, with your students themselves if you need them to know your schedule. It's easy to send invitations and track RSVPs so you know who's planning on coming and who's tentative and who's maybe changed their mind. You can take your calendar with you. You can sync it to your phone or your tablet or as many phones and tablets as you feel like you want to sync it to. It works well with desktop apps like Outlook, Thunderbird, and Apple iCloud. It will send you reminders not only in your email, but you can also have it sent to send you a text message on your phone. You can access it offline, and when you access offline, once you reconnect to the internet, it'll sync up any changes that you made. And the biggest reason to use it really is that it's free. And as teachers, we like things that are free. Okay. Now I'm going to go into how to create your own Google Calendar. The first thing you need to do is make sure that you have a Google account. And like all Google things, it's free to have that account. And once you have that account, you just need to log in. And then you'll go to calendar.google.com. That's the website that you go to actually work on your calendar. Once you go there, on the left-hand side, there's a section called My Calendars. And then there's a little arrow there, and that arrow is a drop-down box, and you'll click on that arrow, and then you'll click on Create New Calendar. And then once you're there, you can name your calendar, and I would give it a name that actually has some meaning so you'll know why you have that calendar or what that specific calendar is for. And then you can also go in and put in any other information that you want. If you want a description of your calendar, you can do that. If you want to share the calendar, if you know already you want to share the calendar, you can do it now. You don't have to. You can go in and do that later if you want to. If you have a specific person you want to share it with, you can do that. And you can also give people editing permissions on there. So if you want them to be able to just view it, you can do that. If you want them to be able to actually add things to your calendar, you can do that. So that's kind of where you would go to if you had an assistant that you wanted to have them be able to make changes to. And then when you were done at the bottom, you would click Create Calendar. If you want to add a calendar event, you would go again just to calendar.google.com, and then up at the top here you're going to want to select whichever view works the best for you. If you're wanting to add a specific time on a certain day, you would probably do day. I'm right now on month, so if I just have, say, hey, on this day I need to make sure I do this at some point, I can just do that on the month view. But whichever one you want to work on is fine. And then you just click on the day or time that you want to add the event to. So let's say I want to add an event to Thursday the 9th. I would just click there. And when I click, it's going to open up this window. And then I can type in what event I want to add. If I have a specific time I want to add it on, I can put that in there. And another thing that you need to make sure you do is that you actually click on what calendar you want it to go to if you have multiple calendars. And then you would just go ahead and click create. If you realize you need to edit the event, you can do that. You just click the edit event button. When it comes to sharing a calendar, again, on the left-hand side under My Calendars, you're going to want to mouse over whichever calendar you want to share. And when you mouse over it, it will pop up a little drop-down button. And when you click on that, or click that drop-down button, you can click on Share this calendar. And then you need to make sure that you're on the tab at the top that you're on Share this calendar. It should automatically go there. And then you can select if you want to make the calendar public, you can. And then if you want to share it with a certain group, like this is my Fort Hays calendar, so I could share it with anyone in the FHSU organization. On my school calendar, it says share with anyone in USD 480, and you have that option if you want to. I would be a little careful with that because not everyone wants to see your calendar, to be honest. You're probably better off a lot of times just choosing a specific person to share it with. And again, when you share it with a specific person, you need to choose what permission you want them to have. If you just want them to view it, if you want them to be able to make changes, comments, things like that. And then you're going to click Add Person and then Save. When it comes to syncing, it's really pretty easy, especially if you're on an Android phone, because a lot of the Android phones already, you have to have a Google account to get any information on there. But you would just go to Google Play and download the Google Calendar app if it wasn't already on your phone. I was looking at mine and for some reason mine disappeared, so I had to go and re-download it. And then when you open the app, if you already downloaded it from Google Play, you're automatically logged into Google, so when you open the app, boom, you're synced. It's pretty easy. As far as settings go, one that's kind of handy is turning on text notifications. And what you do is go to Google Calendar and you click on the gear in the top right-hand corner. And then once you're at the gear, you click on Settings. And then when you're in the settings, you'll click on Mobile Setup at the top. Generally, it's on General when you first go in there, so you'll actually have to go and click on Mobile Setup. Then you select your country, which it defaults to the United States, and then you type in your phone number, your cell number. Don't type in a landline number, you won't get a verification code. Type in your number, click Send Verification Code, and they'll send you a text message, and then once you get that code, you type it in this box down here, and then you click Finish Setup, and make sure that you click Save at the bottom, and now you'll start getting reminders about things you have scheduled in your calendar on your text. For me, that's kind of handy because sometimes I'll ignore all the dings on my phone unless it's a text message, and then I go look at the text and I'm like, oh, I was supposed to be here. For troubleshooting, I would just recommend that you go to support.google.com/calendar, and then you can look for related articles if there's something specifically about importing, exporting, and syncing you want to look at. Then you just click on Import, Export, and Sync. If you have a setting question, you go here. It's pretty easy. Or you also have the option to go and click on the Help form up in the top right-hand corner. When you click on that, it opens up a site that looks kind of like this, and then you have the option you can search for a specific question, and that's what I would do first. If you have a question, search for it because someone might have already answered it. If you can't find the answer to your question, you can start a new topic by clicking on the red button up in the top right-hand side, and then you can type in whatever your question is, and then people can kind of give you feedback on where to go from there. Generally, if I have questions about Google, I just Google the question, and I find the answer pretty quickly. As far as professional experience, my building's instructional coach likes to send out calendar invitations for professional development that she has scheduled for us. She also is in charge of doing the Ames Web progress monitoring, and she has a kind of a recurring event that comes up once every 2 weeks so that we remember to send the kids to the library to go and do their progress monitoring testing. Our AVID coordinator, or administrator rather, schedules meetings for when we're going to talk about how we're working on changing the assessment, and she schedules meetings through that, and then we can RSVP, and she'll change the meeting if it turns out that a lot of us can't go on a certain day. Personally, I don't, in my personal life anyway, I don't really do calendars a whole lot. I don't like to schedule my personal time if I don't have to. But I find it very handy, especially school-wise, because I have a hard time keeping track of meetings that I'm supposed to go to. And when I was doing it on a paper calendar, I would a lot of times lose the calendar, and then it doesn't do me any good. But with this, even if I misplace my phone, I can get on a computer anywhere, my tablet, or any other device connected to the internet, and I can get on and log in and see what I'm supposed to be doing, which is really nice. It's hard to lose it when it's online. So that is Google Calendars, and I hope everyone has fun using it and exploring it and seeing all the different things you can do. Thanks. Bye.